I'm gonna ask this young man. I need a young black man. Would you come up here on the stage? There's a reason I want a young black man up here, because he represents some things that I'm gonna talk to you about in just a moment. We just met, right? We just met. Come over here and sit down for a minute. If you wouldn't mind, would you take your shoes and your socks off? Can't wash your shoes, so I'm gonna have to wash your feet.
I invite folks to put some words to action here. And if we need to find somebody that needs to have their shoe shine, we need to just go right on over and shine their shoes.
And if you wouldn't mind just taking your shoes off and your socks too, thank you. Young man doesn't just represent Black America. This young man represents all minorities for this moment right here. What most people don't realize about my race is my race has a hard time getting what's wrong in America. We have a challenge. When was America great for you? When was there a season of time in the last 240 something years that America was great for you? Because my race, we don't want to feel guilty. And I'm not saying you should feel guilty, because you didn't do that, but your race did. Then we also have to live with the fact that we also conquered Native Americans as well. We kind of huddled them over in the Midwest, took over their land. Then we went down to south of America and we said, Mexicans, we're gonna take some of your land from you as well. California, Arizona, New Mexico, used to be Mexico. The only people that could honestly say maybe America was great would be me, my race. In the modern day, it would kind of look like this. If you put your feet in the tub, it would kind of look like this. He would take their, if they had a robe or whatever, he'd roll it up here. You got big calves, bro.
You got big calves, bro.
Being treated unjustly in society like you do, I don't grow up with fear. I don't worry about inequality for my race. I don't have those concerns, but I have them for you. I would pick somebody with big calves.
You got big calves, bro.
You might say, you know, this is an unusual situation we're in. Whoever sees an old white guy kneeling before a young black guy? And I care about you. And when I got born again, God did something in my heart towards people like you. That just doesn't happen anymore. Most guys my age, we sit back in recliners and we just judge you. We say all kinds of things privately that nobody ever hears. And then we say them publicly too. And before Jesus, that's how I was. But when Jesus came into my heart, I started seeing you differently. I started seeing you through the lens of God instead of the lens of my flesh, and realizing that I probably haven't done the best by you in this country. And I need to repent to you. I need to ask you to forgive me. And I don't need just you to ask to forgive me. I need any race that I've oppressed to forgive me, because I know that you'll never see healing till you accept responsibility for the things that have happened in our country. Jesus would take one of the disciples and he would wash their feet. He would pour water over their feet, because the feet represented the dirtiest part of their body, the lowest part. You have value that I haven't always given you. So I want to show you something. See, I'm going to take the lowest part of your body, the part that nobody wants to touch. I'm going to put my hands on him.
And whether they got tennis shoes on or not, maybe they got sandals on, it really doesn't matter. But there's a time in which we need to have, some personal action here. Maybe.
And you say you don't have to wash the whole body, just wash the feet. It's the hardest part to put your hands on. Who in their right mind would want to wash somebody else's feet? And I'm doing this because I want you to understand I don't think I'm better than you. I don't think I'm more valuable than you. And I want you to grow up in an America where you as a young black man from another country feel just as valued as I do as a white man from this country. Yet Jesus did that. And he said, you see how I'm doing this? You see how I'm putting my hands on your feet?
Yeah, I'm putting my hands on your feet.
What I'm saying by that is I'm trying to get you to see something. You're valuable to me. I'm not superior to you. I want you to experience that value coming from me, and I want you to experience it coming from other Americans that are like me. And I want you to grow up in America where you're not afraid. You're not afraid of people. You're not afraid of racism. You're not afraid of being treated unjustly or unfairly. I want you to grow up in America where people like me and people like you sit down and have dinner together, where our children play together, where we can do life together and be one together. The only way that happens is Jesus. Jesus has to be at the center of our relationship. So, may your feet be cleansed, and may our hearts be cleansed this year. And let this year be a starting point for us.
Yeah, I'm putting my hands on your feet.
He's the great equalizer. When he came to the cross, he came to equalize everybody, to take slaves and make them equal to the free, and make the woman and the man equal, and make the poor and the white equal.
Poor and the white equal.
We're bros.
I need to give him a hug too, brother.
And some stock in Chick-fil-A.
But
There's not enough of me doing this. More of this needs to happen.
Yeah, I'm putting my hands on your feet.
And so maybe it starts with us in the church. Maybe it starts with the people that are in this church, that we would just say, regardless of our history together, what if we just started loving each other and serving each other and maybe washing each other's feet?
I bought about 1,500 of these, and I gave to all our Chick-fil-A operators and staff a number of years ago. And so any expressions of a contrite heart, of a sense of humility, a sense of shame, a sense of embarrassment.
What if we had a small group one night and we just all just humbled ourselves, got down here real low and looked up to you and said, I value you. I care what happens to you. I care what you experience in America. I care about the hurts and the wounds of your past. I care about the history of my race against your race. And I'm sorry, I repent. I didn't do it myself personally, but I take responsibility for my own race. Because Jesus didn't do anything to hurt people, but he took responsibility for them. He took responsibility when he went to the cross, and I need to go back to the cross. Because we need healing. We need healing in this relationship. We're bros. Because I don't think it's going to happen in the government. I don't think it's going to happen in politics. In fact, I think if anything, that's going to cause more division. But I think it's possible that it could happen in the church if we just start washing each other's feet instead of judging each other. We need to be one together instead of you doing your thing and me doing my thing. And so you're a good representation, not just of Black America, you're a good representation of all people that maybe haven't been treated with value, wherever they're from. And I just want you to know that from this point on, my life is about making sure that you understand that you grow up in an America where there are people that value you from another race. I love you, bro. We're bros. Love you, bro. Hold on.
Yeah, I'm putting my hands on your